Welcome back to Film Snob HQ. The road to Avengers Doomsday is almost at a close. We only have a handful of projects left to go. At the time of this recording, most of them haven't even been released. Today we are talking about one of my favorite Marvel projects of all time. It's Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which is an incredible step up from the first season. I like the first season a lot. I know it's been divisive for some people, but for me, I really dig it. But this season, they just knock it out of the park. It picks up not long after the first season ends. We have Daredevil trying to bring down Wilson Fisk, intercepting his import of illegal weapons. The anti-vigilante task force is in full effect, and they're locking people up, not just vigilantes, but anyone who gets in their way, basically. And it's not just a physical battle between Daredevil and Kingpin, but a battle of morals and ideologies as well, which is really, really exciting to see. Charlie Cox is great. Vincent D'Onofrio is incredible as Wilson Fisk. Deborah Ann Woll as Karen Page. We have a couple of scenes of Jessica Jones. Kristen Ritter's back, and she's fantastic in those sequences. And at the very end, spoilers, the show's been out for a while now, we get a little peek of Luke Cage, which I know what they're doing in Season 3, which we'll talk about in a moment. I think the standout for me, though, this season is Wilson Bethel as Bullseye. Just incredible performance. There's a real fun to his version of the character, which is crazy because Bullseye is not a fun character. He's not a nice character. He's not a good character. He's a despicable character, but somehow Wilson Bethel humanizes him, adds a bit of sense of humor to him, and makes him really interesting to watch, the same way we enjoyed watching Heath Ledger's Joker. This season is great from start to finish, but the piece de resistance for me is that final episode. Spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil some things. At the very end of the season, it's Matt Murdock interrogating Wilson Fisk on the stand in a court case, and in order to win the case, he reveals his identity as Daredevil in a very, very cool way. It's maybe one of the best legal procedural scenes I've seen in any TV show. I really dig it, and those two just going back and forth is really, really fun. All in all, I think it's a great season. I think if you're a Daredevil fan, you'd be hard-pressed not to enjoy it. And this feels a lot more in keeping with the Netflix series, but whilst adding some of those more Marvel flares, seeing some of that more acrobatics and, kind of using the Billy Club in a way that we didn't really see in the original Netflix series. So much fun, so cool. It loosely adapts the Devil's Reign comic book arc. If you've ever read that one, if you haven't, Devil's Reign, Wilson Fisk basically wants to lock up all the vigilantes, all the costume superheroes in New York, but he employs villains to help him do it. Obviously, Sony weren't going to give them a bunch of Marvel villains like Rhino and stuff like that, but still quite fun. It feels like Season 3, we're getting a couple of things. It feels like we can get Luke Cage as mayor, because Wilson Fisk is being impeached or being suspended, and they're going to need a new mayor of New York, and I have a feeling they're going to go Luke Cage for mayor, which happened in the comics. And now that, spoilers, Daredevil is in prison, someone has to take up the mantle, and if you've seen the leaked photos, there is a certain returning character coming back who did take over as Daredevil in the comics. That's all I'm saying. I love this show, man. I love Daredevil. He's my favorite Marvel character. They're doing him justice again and again and again. I took a break from Marvel stuff after watching Wonder Man. For you guys, it was just a couple of days later. For me, it's been about a month. I needed to decompress from all the Marvel stuff because it's 94 projects or something like that. But this was an easy watch for me. Will Daredevil, will Bullseye, will Jessica Jones return in Doomsday and Secret Wars? I don't know. I really hope Daredevil shows up in Secret Wars and Doomsday. He's long overdue for a cinematic debut. He had an appearance as Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home. By the time this comes out, we will know whether or not he's in Brand New Day. If Spider-Man's fighting the Hand in a prison in New York, the evidence suggests Daredevil should show up. If you've got Matt Murdock in prison in New York, if you've got Spider-Man infiltrating a prison in New York and the Hand are there and they're a Daredevil villain, why would Daredevil not be there? So we'll see. As for the rest of the characters, who knows? I don't think Fisk will have too much to do with Doomsday or Secret Wars, although, as I said, if they decide to divide up, Battle World into different regions, then maybe Fisk gets his own region. Who knows? So we'll see. Next up is the last Marvel project that's available to me right now. It's Punisher: One Last Kill. I'll see you then.